For latest updates and short audio clips, follow us on Instagram, Reading the Author.
Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast Reading the Author, a unique show where we read authors' mind and not their book. Meanwhile, I truly believe and pray that you and your families are completely safe and healthy as well. Guys, today we have Divya Gupta Kotawala ma'am with us, and she's the author of My Dad's Daughter, A Gift to My Hero in Heaven. Thank you so much, ma'am, for coming on our show. It is my honor to be able to host you today.
Thank you so much, Gaurav. It's a pleasure to be here today.
Likewise, ma'am. So, ma'am, before we get into the podcast and know much more about your book, your upcoming vision, and everything, I would request you to please introduce yourself so that our listeners can know much more about you. And moreover, do share how you started this writing journey basically.
Okay, sure. So first of all, hello everyone, whoever is hearing me today. My name is Divya Gupta Kotawala, and I'm a true Delhiite. So first of all, this whole journey is very new for me. I'm a first-time author, and I never ever thought in my life that I will end up writing a book, because I've never read a book in my life. So this is something which is very new for me. But I will say life teaches you a lot of lessons, good or bad. It's up to us how we take them and how we decide our further journey. So this book is as you can see the tagline, it's my tribute to my hero in heaven. I lost my father to COVID in 2021. And I never thought that, I as an individual would witness a pandemic. And forget witnessing one, I never believed that I could be a part of it. I would experience it too. So this whole journey was so unimaginable and so heartbreaking for me that as a daughter, losing my father left me with a lot of questions. And unable to handle my grief, I decided to give the best goodbye gift to him, which is turning an author at the age of 40 and getting all his memories in a book so that he lives forever.
Definitely, ma'am. It's probably the best gift your dad will be having, up above from the heaven. He must be really proud of you that, in today's generation when lots of people, just leave their parents to the old age homes, and suddenly you are someone who took the courage at the age of 40. You are saying that you have, written this book without even reading a single book. So that's completely, something really commendable, and I truly feel grateful to share this podcast episode with you, ma'am.
Thank you so much for your kind words.
Welcome. So, ma'am, I can see that, over 100 plus positive reviews are available on Amazon. People are just loving this book, right? So,
yes.
Apart from these, after listening to this podcast, let's say if our listeners wants to just go and buy and grab the book, so what a new reader can expect from your book? Can you share some insights?
Of course. So most importantly, this book is a true story. It's from the heart. So as I don't have any experience of writing, Gaurav, so for me, in fact, when I thought that I'm going to write a book, a lot of people around me started sending me books so that, you know how it works, how the whole, journey of being an author is.
The whole plot and everything.
Yes. And believe me, when I say this book is a complete gift of the divine will, otherwise it would have never, shaped up the way it is today, not got the love and the support it has today. And I left it to God, and I made it very clear that I'm not going to read anything. I'm not going to get influenced. This book will be from the heart. And hota na that you cut, copy, paste things. So for every new reader who if plans to pick up my book, the most simple thing I can say is that it is written in a very simple language, very readable language. I didn't go up to the dictionary to find difficult words, to give that weight to my book. It is very readable. From a 8-year-old kid to a 70-year-old man can read it, relate to it, find themselves in those pages of that book. Because tell me, who on this earth can say that, we don't resonate with grief? We don't resonate with relationships of being a father or being a daughter. We might not marry, we might not have a sibling, we might not have friends, but who's born without parents? And vice versa, most of the parents have kids. So it is about those beautiful relationships and the bonds that we share in our everyday life. So I think everybody who reads can very well resonate to it.
Definitely, ma'am. So, ma'am, after 118 reviews are there on Amazon as of now, right?
Yes.
There
Yes.
won't be everyone who will be, uploading the reviews. Like many people are like, they just
Yeah.
read, they just have it, and they just let the, reviews be in their mind only. So we can
Absolutely.
assume, there are a lot of people who have already read a book and they have definitely loved your book. So talking
Yes.
from the perspective of those particular readers who have already read a book, so what's
Hmm.
upcoming basically? Like, are you writing something in a particular genre? You want to experiment a bit on some other genres? What's in the pipeline
Okay.
as of now?
So, see, as of now, I can't say I'm basking in the glory of my first book because the whole emotion is very different.
Yeah.
Sometimes, I only get confused. Do I celebrate or do I sulk? Because, this book is about somebody, about losing somebody.
True.
So, no matter how many applauds I get, how beautiful this journey
Still, that
is,
particular thing
the
is still in
pain
the
is
heart.
there.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Every time I come onto a platform like this, how I'm talking to you today.
Hmm.
So, I go back, I revisit that pain, those
True,
those
absolutely.
nightmares of,
Yeah.
So at times for me as an individual, it's very confusing. But yeah, I have taken this journey with a lot of pride, and I don't feel guilty about that again and again I'm talking about the darkest phase of my life so confidently, because I think this is how God has planned for me. I'm a very, very religious person. I'm a true believer in the powers of God and gurus. And now I feel my father is my biggest guiding angel. So if he has shown me a path, I'm going to keep walking on it. Like today, I'm, enjoying this beautiful experience of recording a podcast with you. Yesterday, I was writing a book. Tomorrow, I might end up into something else. So anything which helps me communicate my feelings and my emotions with the world, I'm going to do that. And in terms of genre, I will always stick to non-fiction. This is what, I relate to. I like talking about human relationships, human bonding. These emotions are very close to me as an individual. I relate to them more. So even if I write up for the second time, there is an idea in my mind. There is something in the pipeline. But by God's grace, Gaurav, this book is keeping me so busy that I really haven't had a chance sit and start my second draft. But again, it would be something to do with human relationships because, this is what I, hold very close to my heart.
Okay. So, ma'am, what's your particular writing schedule? Like, you are someone who devote some particular hours every day to your writing, or you are like basically immediately, कभी कोई thought आया तो कहीं phone में या diary में लिख लिया, फिर बाद में बैठ के log लिख लिया. How does it go?
Absolutely. You just found the biggest tip that I was just about to share. So I'll share that, when I started my first book, that time I was in a very, very dark phase of my life. And I was really mourning, the loss of a loved one. So that time, my only thought was, let me write it all. What if I forget about it? It was such an unexplainable feeling that, my father has left me with a treasure of memories, such beautiful moments, such heartfelt love. And I was like, over the period of time, these moments will get faded, memories will get distant. I'm not that young, at the age of 40. I've started forgetting things already in that fast pace of life. So when I started writing initially, I used to write like a maniac. Like literally I was writing 8 to 10 hours a day non-stop. That was the way I was dealing with my grief. I wanted everything to be on the paper because, what if I forget it? But then as I kind of, settled way back, in my routine, got back to life, started understanding this won't work like this. So then I made a schedule. I was attending a couple of workshops about writing because it was all very new for me. So they kind of gave me a little bit of, guidance, and I kind of divided my day that, evenings are relatively free. More than free, I wanted peace around me. I didn't want a distraction. Even if I'm writing for 2 hours, it should be, with that clarity of thought. So now what I do is, if I want to write, definitely you said the best thing. I'm in a car, and something just, strikes me. I read a hoarding or I read a message on my Instagram. So what I've done is I've created a WhatsApp group on my own phone with nobody there except me. So I keep writing those
Same
notes,
thing I
putting
have
it
done.
on that. Yeah, and that really helped me. Like, I took a screenshot, I sent it to that WhatsApp group. I got a nice note, I put it there.
Yeah.
So I keep, because at times that idea just vanishes. Even in the night, sometimes in my dream I just relate to something, so I'll quickly get up, I'll put a note on my phone, and next day I will kind of clear it up. So this is my pattern is all about. It is very haywire right now, but I think that's how a writer's journey is. It's never fixed. It's not by the plan.
True. In fact, that's what it is said, ma'am, that creativity is something that you can't chase it. It just follows you. It comes to you automatically.
Absolutely.
And in fact,
I mean, if I say tomorrow I will do this, maybe I don't do it for next 1 month.
True. In fact, it happens with me as well. Sometimes if I'm traveling, I'm just driving somewhere, I just instantly, by looking at just random things, if I get some thoughts, I just instantly open that voice note thing and just say it to me, and
Same
just
here.
send it to just my own particular number.
Absolutely.
And in fact, that's what I have felt, that WhatsApp founders have found, okay, people are just like us, people are just texting to themselves, so that's why they have created that new feature, message yourself, I guess.
Yes, absolutely. So this idea was given to me by a friend, and I just love it because that's my WhatsApp group, which has everything which is inside my heart.
True.
And when I'm sitting to write, I open that group, I take those notes, and then I finish them up.
So, ma'am, like what I have personally felt, and after being more than, it's been like 7+ years that we are serving in this book industry as of now. So what I have personally seen, that after the first lockdown was over, the numbers of author got increased very rapidly. Like there was a boom in this particular writing industry, what I have seen.
Yes.
So now you're on the other side, you have completed the whole journey of from wishing to be an author to being an author. So as of now, how do you feel that अपनी book को stand out कराना भी कितना मुश्किल है, because almost hundreds of books are getting published every week, we can say. KDP is there, lots of publishing houses are there, literary agents are there, basically. So how difficult it has become to make your book stand out and to reach out to readers? How difficult it has become?
Yes. It, in one word, it is beyond imagination. Matlab, Gaurav, it is so difficult. Like today I'm saying here for the first time, I don't understand what credibility or creativity has to do with a name. I chose my book with a particular publisher. The publisher didn't choose my book because the most important thing about my book was the timeline. It was a memoir that I was bent upon to release on my father's first death anniversary. So here in May 21, I lost him. 6th June 21, I started writing my book, and I was clear come May what? My book is getting launched on 12th May 22. So if I have 11 months in my hand, most of the top publishers in Delhi were not ready to, listen to me. Because obviously, the bigger you are, the more attitude you have.
True.
So for me, it was nothing to do with the name. It was about, getting that emotion on the paper, delivering it on time, and sharing it with the world on my dad's first anniversary. So now when people at times look down on my publisher, or they say that, oh, you should have, dealt with that one, he would have given you a better marketing. Sometimes it feels very sad, because people are not able to see that the publisher didn't choose you. You chose the publisher as per the circumstances.
True.
And it is obviously a very commercial world. My, this journey is very lonely, very confusing. But again, I will say, it has been beautiful in terms of the God's grace, that if you see the kind of people I have connected with, the kind of opportunities I'm gifted with, like I'm getting photographed with the best authors in India, be it Amish, be it Ankur Warikoo, meeting people like Dilip Cherian, or connecting with somebody like Ghazal of Mama Earth, of Divya Gokulnath of Byju's. So with Mr. Amitabh Kant, who launched my book. So it is, I feel, if the determination is there, even the best fails and the worst can just come up and rise to another level. So you just keep working hard with a very pure heart, which is what I'm doing. My intention is not to make money. My intention is not to be the next biggest author in the world. I'm not looking for that. My purpose is to take my book, take my feelings to every home, to every daughter, to every father, to every parent, to every children who don't, who at times fail to value their own parents, which is the biggest precious gift in their life. So if that purpose is achieved, I think I'm on the right path.
Wow.
Otherwise, as an author, it is a very confusing world. Very confusing.
Definitely, ma'am. So, ma'am, as of now, like we have talked about your journey, about your book, about your upcoming projects and everything. Now, coming to your personal life, like, there must be a lot of moments which you tag as the happiest moment of your life, right? If you can share any one of them with us, then that would be really great.
So I think it is such a mixed emotion to say that, the happiest day of my life was, and I was actually beaming with pride and glory, was the day when I was able to launch the book as per my deadline and, celebrate my father with the world and give him the much, much deserved and delayed tribute. Because, when I lost him, we were in the middle of the peak pandemic. We never had a proper cremation for him. We never had a proper prayer meeting for him. And that hit me very hard. Because every child is, what you can give to your parents. You take so much from them all your life. And the only thing you can do for them is give them respect. And respect had different meanings. For me, it was a matter of big respect to, give him the best send-off, give him the best tribute. And I was unable to do that as a child. So the day I launched that book, I'll tell you very honestly, for 1 year, I closed myself in my house. I didn't meet people. I was still in my grief. I had cut off myself from the world. And the first time people saw me, all ready and, glittering was the day on the launch of my book. It was apparently the hardest day of our life because it was my father's first death anniversary. But it turned out to be the most fulfilling day in terms that, Gaurav, when you decide something, वो कहते हैं ना, I'm a very big Shah Rukh Khan fan. So वो कहते हैं ना, जब आप किसी चीज को दिल से चाहो, तो पूरी कायनात उसको आपसे मिलाने के लिए लग जाती है. I'm telling you, it happened exactly like me. For somebody who's not an author, who has no publisher backing her, who has no support of people, who emerged as an author just to celebrate her father, that feeling filled me with so much happiness that, believe me, I was a changed person that night. My smile didn't go from my face. There were still tears. But those tears were of so much pride that I hope my father is smiling up there, and I could do whatever I could in my possibility to celebrate him tonight. So I think that was, it's sad to say that a heaviest day turned out to be the most beautiful day of my life.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So, ma'am, now let's go back to the time when you heard that okay, tomorrow your book will be live. Everyone will be able to judge it, read it, because it was something that people haven't expected it yet. Like, your close people will be able to already recognize, okay, you're writing a book. But the whole world will be able to know on that particular day, okay, oh, Divya ma'am have written some book as well. Okay, let's read it. Let's buy it. Let's see what she has written, what she has done. Everyone will be able to do these kinds of things. So on that particular eve, what was your feeling? Like, were you feeling stressed, relaxed, excited, or you have just marked up some milestones? Okay, these many people know me. At least my book has to be sold out. These many copies. What was going on in your mind at that time?
My God, that was a day I literally had butterflies in my stomach. Hota hai na, like, I think the last time I felt like this was when I was delivering my daughter.
Okay.
It was exactly the same feeling. I literally felt like getting into labor that day. There was so much anxiety. I was lost. I was scared. All I wanted was, to hold my father's hand tightly, that, who else will understand that emotion? Although I was blessed with a very supporting family, they knew the turmoil of emotions I was going that day. Forget the evening, that whole week was very stressful for me because, Gaurav, I'll like to share here, I was very tight-lipped about my book because there were a couple of reasons. One, as a first-time author, I never knew whether I will be able to make it or not, whether it will actually be published or not. Second, there were a couple of delays which happened because of the pandemic when the third wave was hitting. So again, I was scared whether I will be able to meet up the deadlines, whether the launch will happen on the day decided or not. And lastly, I was very scared, because as I said, I'm a very God-fearing person. So मुझे ये था कि बस अब इस पूरे thought को कोई evil eye ना लग जाए, because it was so close to my heart. I was literally losing it by the day. That it has to be launched, Papa has to be celebrated, So it was a very, very heavy day for me. And I kept chanting, I kept praying. I just wanted कि God, you've taken my father in a very, very wrong way. So at least अब आप इसको मत खराब करना, because 1 week before my launch, the third wave was approaching, and there were talks around that there might be another lockdown. People might end up not coming for the launch. So there was the tension, the stress levels were somewhere else, to an extent that I actually fell ill. And my husband quarantined me in the house, saying that the launch can happen without anybody, but the launch cannot happen without you, because you are the author. So what if you catch COVID or something else happens? So I had quarantined myself. I have locked myself again in the house just to be ready for the big day. And when the day actually came also, everybody around me till today says, I don't know who all were there. I don't know who all met me. I was in a different zone. And I had decided I will not cry, because I had cried non-stop in those last 12 months. And my daughter was teasing me that, Mom, if you cry, your makeup will look very bad. So there was a lot of press, media was there. So she was like, then get ready for those horrible pictures. So this is how your family kind of give you those bittersweet moments to stand by you. And the evening was flawless. I'm telling you, Gaurav, even today when I think about that particular evening, everybody who got to know about that book, I even launched the invite very late, because I was like, oh God, I hope they all come. They made it a point that even if they were in their late 80s and their family was saying, don't step out, there is COVID scare, they said, for this beautiful evening, we have to be there no matter what. People came with masks, people got their kids, they were not scared. In a hall where I had given a limited capacity of 200 people, there were 350 people, people standing, just, to make sure that, my father gets that farewell. So it was, the reaction was overwhelming. There was not a single person who turned and said that, are you mad? What have you done? The love and support that I got from friends, family, from unknown. Imagine, Gaurav, there were people who were unknown to me and they landed for the launch.
Wow.
They got to know about it from a friend's friends that, do you know what this girl has done this for her father? They were like, listen, can we also come along? We want to witness this occasion.
Wow. So
it was filled with...
Even I'm getting that goosebumps.
Yeah, it was a beautiful evening. And I'm telling you, not a single mistake happened. मतलब कहते हैं ना, माइक खराब हो जाता है, कोई चीज लेट हो जाती है, some person gets stuck in the traffic, some chair is not right, some food item is... Oh my God, it was a flawless event. Not because of me, it was because my dad wanted that event to be like this.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So
yes.
So my last question to this podcast is, like, after listening to this podcast, many people will start writing, or they must be holding their first draft in their laptop, in their diary. So for those upcoming authors, like you have completed this whole journey of being an author, so what would be your advice for those upcoming authors?
So see, my biggest advice is be an original. I might have done it the right way, I might have done it the wrong way, it doesn't matter. The happiness and the contentment that I have inside my heart is beyond any other competition in the world. There are people who will, guide you, motivate you, or even confuse you. Everybody is ready to give you suggestions. Take them, at times suggestions are very valuable and very worthwhile. but ultimately do what your intuition says. As a first time author, you can be your best version or you can be a flop, doesn't matter. Even if you fail, that learning experience will make you out, come out with flying colors for your second experience. So for anybody who's planning to write, just go with the flow. And for anybody, as you said, who wants to read my book, the reason will be my book is about parents. I think they are the most beautiful relationship that we have in our life, as I've already said, and we take them so for granted. We just feel, oh, they're right here, we'll go to them tomorrow, or we'll meet them the other day, let us fulfill our other commitments. But only when you lose them, you realize it is such a scary and a confusing world out there without just this relationship in your life. Even if I'm 40 today, I'm married for 17-18 years, that feeling of not having your father around, being a fatherless daughter, hits me so often. So if I don't have a second chance, and if you have, why don't you just go and grab it, say sorry, say thank you, whatever you have missed doing in all these years. Through my book, my only message is that, learn to talk about your grief. If you're so open about emotions of love, hate and anger, why suppress grief? I have shared my grief like this. You might have another way to share your grief. Get into singing, dancing, be any creative medium through which your emotions come out. Because only when your emotions will be shared, that's when you will heal. That's when you will be a lighter person, a better person. Because I strongly feel if happiness becomes double fold when shared, grief really lessens and reduces when shared again. So, if you get motivated with this journey of me transforming my grief into my biggest strength and emerging as a strong daughter of my father, then I think anybody can do that. Any simple life is a lesson. It all depends on how we take it and how we, imply it on a daily life. So that's my biggest message to everybody out there.
Okay, so that's all for today, guys. I hope you must have enjoyed this lovely and inspiring conversation with Divya Gupta Kotawala ma'am. And if you like this episode, follow us on all the leading podcast platforms. Reading the Author is our podcast name. Moreover, don't forget to buy and read the book. आप just Amazon पे जाए, वहाँ पे सर्च करें My Dad's Daughter, बुक आ जाएगी, या फिर आप सर्च कर सकते हैं दिव्या गुप्ता कोटावाला मैम की बुक आ जाएगी. ज़रूर खरीदें, पढ़ें और अपने जानने वालों के साथ चाहने वालों के साथ ज़रूर शेयर करें. Thank you so much, ma'am, for coming on our show. It was my honor to be able to host you today.
It was my pleasure, and if anybody wants to see my journey, please log on to Instagram by Divya the Author. My whole journey will be in front of you.
Definitely, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye, Gaurav. Bye. Really nice talking to you.